I know. Last time I was playing, I was in the middle of a horde night. So we better get pooped on. Yeah, I was starving. My brother. My brother. Give me that boy. I haven't been playing too much because they had a bug going on where if you turned it on where there was no zombies, which I did to do something, the zombies quit spawning completely. So it was completely messed up for me for like a week. But they finally fixed it, luckily. Great part about him, he's completely out of ammo. I was carrying so much ammo on me too, but I'm just burning through it right now. Putting these boys down. Leveled up quite a few times on Horde Night, so. Seems to be where I get most of my money up, not my funny up at least. Need to get to the point where I can make the fancy 7.62 round. Oh, brother. How are we doing? Our beer is looking good, actually. I think we're out of fancy rounds, yeah. About to break some ankles. I think I missed. What? I got 45 in this. Got them so like awkwardly spread apart right now. This is a good gun, but it doesn't have the crowd control the other guns have. I guess it does if you use it right. No, it doesn't. I'm lying. I guess if I'm putting 45 rounds downrange into you, though, I'd better have a little bit of crowd control with it. Switch guns, please. Not sure why it's shooting like that. I wasn't clicking anything to make it do that, but it doesn't have the killing effect like the other rounds do. Still good though. Got another hour and a half before the horde ends here. Should be good. This is not where I thought I was at. I'm going to die. 'Cause I'm starving to death. That's my luck. I always have these horde nights and I die to something completely random like that. I don't know if I have any food on me either. Coffee. I do have a can of food on me. I'll have to stop into that cafe after this horde. Then I seen a person playing this, and everyone was talking about how bad the quality of it was, the frames and stuff. And a lot of people were like, well, I play on PS5, which is what I'm playing on. And they're like, my game doesn't look that bad. And it's just like, I don't think anyone else is running the horde with as many zombies. So I was watching it, and the dude didn't have that many zombies chasing him. I was like, bro's running on no zombies. He got like 5 zombies an hour coming after him. Of course, if you're only running 1 zombie a minute, you're gonna have perfect frames. Broke my leg, I think. Must have killed enough where they're respawning and everywhere. Kinda curious how many I've actually killed so far. I took a picture of before I started the horde. I'd love to know how many I've killed during the horde. I'm gonna have to look here in a second. I feel like I've slaughtered these cats. So many. Talking, I've spent like 5,000 rounds right now though, so I feel like I'd have to have a ton of kills. Lord. On my crouch. I never crouched. Yeah, this is the PlayStation 5 edition. A lot of people say it looks really like buggy, or like frame rate's awful on it though. It does look a lot better. I don't think it plays the same, because they updated a ton of random stuff. But, I mean, it's still fun. They definitely made the hordes a lot better. The hordes are like, instead of being just like a set number of zombies, they're just non-stop spawning, which I think is a whole better system. I mean, so many zombies wasn't bad. I think this one needs a little bit of a fix, because there is a... Oh, I'm bleeding, rip. There's a stupid amount of zombies, but at the same time, I think it's pretty fun. I definitely think they could fix it where there's not as many zombies, but still good. I need to get some bandages in my inventory here. I lost a ton of health right there, wow. I must be running too fast. I'm outrunning the zombies now and they're spawning in because of it. Oh yeah, way outrunning these guys. They added all these like random, ooh buddy, all the green guys that are feral now. They're kind of, not the biggest fan of them, but it's kind of cool at the same time. I think the system's good, just they need to not take as many bullets. Not a stamina rip. They also made it where it takes stamina to aim, which makes no sense to me. Just to aim, not even to like hold your breath aim, just to aim. Oh yeah, the hordes on the floor were pretty bad. Yeah, I never even like built for hordes. I just kind of was like, you know, I just go fight them because like we're talking like 30 zombies most of the time. There's just so many. I'll have to tell you how many zombies I've killed here in a second. I took a picture or a screenshot of how many zombies I'd killed before the horde started. I have to tell you, I imagine I've taken out quite a few. I've used so much ammo on this horde night. Like I made a ton of ammo and just started going to town because they made it different on this game. You have to level up to unlock skills. I mean, I guess they had that on the 4 version, but this one it's like way worse. I think they made the system for leveling up way worse than this one. It should be morning. These boys should be not running anymore. Alright, this isn't good. That's not good at all. These guys should not be running anymore. I would say so, yeah. It's not like super hard to level up still. It does take a lot more kills to level up. Like I think on the other version, I was like, I think the highest I ever got was like 100. I got 150 on this one, I think. 100 high 140s. You know, you just gotta do a bunch of killing. But we're talking, I have like 5,000 kills to be 150, and I think the max is like 280. So I think when I got level 100 on the previous version, I only had like, you know, maybe 2,000 kills. So they definitely made it where you have to kill a ton more. A ton more. This boy won't die. He still ain't dead. Oh, I guess he's a feral. I need food. I gotta move or something here. I gotta outrun these guys so I can get food. I don't know if I have any in my inventory. I don't think I do. Coffee. And they also made it where a bunch of the drinks are not useless, but we're kind of useless. I need bandages. I don't have any bandages. Like the coffee, I'd say they made the coffee pretty useless. It no longer makes, it's no longer like we're, I had a second to look here. No longer where yeah, it gives you like heat or anything. It's just coffee, just an extra drink. Which I guess isn't necessarily a bad thing, but at the same time, it kind of random that they would take out a feature like that. They definitely so they have like the vitamins and stuff in the game, painkillers. They added a couple other items like the med kit is a little different. So you have to actually use. Oh, I need this bad. You actually have to. Hold up here. Oh, I don't have the coins on me. Rip. You actually have to use certain medications to get rid of certain things. Like, you can get a headache, and to get rid of the headache, you have to... Oh, I got rid of everything. You gotta use, like, a vitamin, I think. Or the painkiller. You have to use the painkiller to get rid of the headache. And they also made it where most of these guys are, like, jump scares now, which is really weird. They just kind of randomly pop out of nowhere. Need a kitchen. I think the painkiller gets rid of headaches. The vitamin is still for like dysentery. Or no, the vitamin wasn't for dysentery on the first one. That's antibiotic. You get, instead of like how you just were infected on the last one and it said you were eventually gonna die, and there's it gives you a little screen on the side there, which I think sucks. I think that system's actually worse. They also add like snakes and stuff here. Let me run around here. You can pause it on this though, which is cool. Let me look at my screenshot real quick and see how many kills I had before the horde started. Alright, so pre-horde I had 5120. I had 5,120. Currently at the moment I have 6,000. I killed almost 1,000 zombies during the horde night. Yeah, that is true. I never used them on the 4 version either. They are very useless on the 4. It's just a lot easier to go ahead and get like the med kit. The med kit was way easier to get on that version than this one. Killed almost 1,000 zombies horde night. So if that says anything about the hordes, they're a little hectic. I guess, let me see here. I killed 1,000 and I earned 12 scope. I leveled up 12 times, so pretty solid. It takes quite an amount of kills to level up on this now. Got its ups and its downs. Trying to find some bags or something from some of the zombies. They also made it where oh lord, you can't just kill a zombie and loot it. They no longer are just lootable, which sucks. You actually have to like this one. Some of them will drop a bag, which I think is awful. I think they went the wrong direction with that. I think every zombie being lootable was way better. And sometimes they just wouldn't have anything on them. Thought that system was way better, but they didn't. So they got rid of that, which sucks. Not sure what happened there. I also feel like they took out some of the better. I don't think you can get the blunderbuss in the game anymore, which I always thought was fun to mess around with. I wonder if I can eat this. I can. Not exactly super beneficial, but at least give me a little something here. They made antibiotics way harder to find. Kind of sucks, but I guess you can kind of find honey and stuff too, which isn't like, terrible. Just find yourself some honey instead. Usually works pretty well. Some benefits here and there to some of the stuff they've done, but like talking like split screen. I haven't actually tried split screen. I feel like you could probably play split screen on this though, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you could like tell how it was playing for me a second ago. It's kind of. I played with one of my buddies on one of the Horde nights, and it's kind of laggy. I'd imagine if you had like a super good setup, it probably wouldn't be too bad, but it was pretty laggy for us when we were playing. I guess it depends though on how you would have your settings, because you can adjust the settings on this to where I have it set where every person gets a certain amount of zombies to spawn, which probably isn't a very smart way to do it. But we're talking I think it's 84 zombies per person can be on the map at a time. So, you know, we're talking 160 zombies surrounding us at one time. You know, it's gonna lag a little bit with that many zombies on the map. No, and it did. It lagged pretty crazy. They really switched up to be more like a horror game instead of a survival game. Like how those dudes randomly popped up. You'll walk through buildings and they'll just kind of randomly pop up instead of just being in there or trying to break out. They just made it where, like I said, it's more of a horror game. It's open world. Like I can go through the building how I want, but they encourage you to go through it a different way. Like let me run through this real quick if I can. This door's locked, so I could break that door down if I wanted to, but more than likely the game's telling me there's another way in, like right here. I can go in here, and then I can walk through a different way. And all the doors should be unlocked to walk through here. So that one's locked, so it's probably not where it wants me to go. This one's unlocked. Starving, so that's really why I walked in here. More than likely this door was locked. No, it's unlocked. Oh, for sure, yeah. It's I'm not gonna say this version's bad, but I definitely would say I preferred the PS4 version. I also played the PS4 version pretty religiously. It felt like it felt more like a survival game. This one just feels like a horror game. You know, they want me in here to feel like horror. I really don't know how to describe it. Like how this guy just randomly spawned in. You know, they just want me to, it's like a jump scare central instead of actually being, you know, a survival game. Like I definitely have to work to survive, but it's also not as crazy as it was. If they would have mixed this version and then the PS4 version, it probably wouldn't have been too bad. Like the PS4 version was really good. Like if they made it where how it was like this one where all the zombies spawn like they do, probably be phenomenal. Fix a couple of the other things too. Like this is for stop bleeding. You gotta use this for abrasions, which I think I actually have. I do not actually. I need this though because I'm fatigued. And then they made all these books in the game. How you have crack a book normally, you have to read all these to unlock certain things, which I think is really dumb. Instead of where it was, some of the things are better, some of the things are worse. Like how you originally you'd spawn in and you'd have to run around farming, like, you know, like your stone and stuff to level up your tools. This one is just like, you know, we're gonna give you a book and you can unlock level 5 tools by just reading so many of this book. And some of them, like, you gotta read a lot of books. Like to unlock the gyro helicopter, it's 100 books. And they're not like super easy to find necessarily, but they're not super hard at the same time, but 100 books is a little crazy. I think I need to go this way, right? I don't actually remember. Where'd I start out at? Where did I start out at? I'm trying to figure out where my house is at here. Right there. I would have started off at my house, so we're gonna go that way. Oh, for sure, yeah. They have quite a few bigger cities in this. They definitely are more common. I can look at the map here. I haven't discovered quite all of them, but here's one, you know, here's one, here's one. You know, they're all over the place. There's random buildings here and there, military, bigger cities, you know, city, uh, random buildings, you know, city. They definitely made it more common, but they also made it where, at least I feel like it's not as, there's not as much gain going on that compared to, you know, going into this. It's not really worth going in anymore. Certain ones, like they have a difficulty meter. Like this one's a 1 red skull, so that means the loot is gonna only be worth 1 red skull in it. So it's not really worth going into once you get so far in the game. I'm trying to figure out how I ran around here. I think I came. Did I run this way? I feel like I had to have. Like, it's not bad, but they definitely, I don't know, they kind of switched too much stuff to stuff that didn't need to be. Like I said, some of these buildings aren't worth really looting. Like on the 4 version, everything's kind of worth going in because it's like, you know, hey, I can find random stuff I might need. You know, I'm not going to find anything super. Well, I always had a chance to find anything and everything in a building to a degree. You know, I didn't have to go in one store just because it was special. You know, like half these houses are like useless. They're completely useless. There's no gain in going in them just because the loot in them isn't going to be good. I don't remember where I ran from, but I definitely don't remember this area. And then you get spots like this. I don't even know if this would even be worth going in. I don't even know. I'll have to go from our house, I guess, to figure this out. Oh boy. And then they made it where you have to, I guess you gotta level up tools, so you have to level up skills to harvest better, which I don't really think makes any sense. Not terrible, not phenomenal. I need those actually. Already carrying them, so. They just kind of, they added so many random things that's like, not terrible, but it's also not something I would have asked for. They went the wrong direction for a lot of things. Some things they definitely went the right direction, but a lot of stuff they went the wrong direction. Trying to think of other stuff that I don't like. The food in the game, I kind of mentioned a little bit of it earlier. They really messed up the food system in my opinion too. I don't think I have any on me. I don't even know what this is. Like, so instead of how it is on the 4 where if you hunt a deer or a bear or whatever, you kill it, harvest it, it gives you 20 pieces of meat. That is 20 pieces of meat that you can eat. On this version, you would kill it, it'd give you like 12 or whatever, and then depending on your cooking skill, the most basic cooking skill, it would be 2 pieces of meat, and it takes forever to cook it. So it takes 5 pieces of meat per thing to cook, and it's just like, bro, why? Who set this up this way? I don't like the system they switched it to. At least for that. Not a good system. Some of it's not bad. A lot of it's just like, why would you? Who wanted this? Yeah, like I said, it's got some stuff to it that I'm like, hey, that's pretty cool. But a lot of it is definitely like, what are we doing? There's definitely some good features to it. I'm not gonna say it's the worst thing I've ever played, but it also it's just like, think they really went the wrong direction for some of the stuff. I think they could have kept it how they had it for a lot of it. Try to throw out most of this stuff here. They did add a couple like cool guns though, like the M60 here, pretty sweet little weapon. Definitely adds a little life to the game. SMG was always in the game, but this adds a little life. Pretty sweet little piece. The tactical rifle. This wasn't in the original, like the first version, but adds a little life. Pretty fun little gun. They also made like some other random stuff that I don't necessarily agree with, but that was not bad. I looked at something and I was trying to think of what it was now. I don't think it was in this crate. I don't know now, actually. Maybe it was in that crate. Oh, it was this. You can drink dirty water now with no issues to it as long as you have a filter on it, which is kind of cool. Not really game breaking by any means, but it is a little cool. So I built one. It was like I think it was more meant for PvP in the game, which they never really moved upon. Just because I don't think the PvP would necessarily be good in this. I think it was more meant for that. Kind of reminds me of these time charges. If you needed a door blown up or something, they were probably really good for that. But they really weren't like. It was fun, but it would have been such a hassle to build to try to use on a horde. I guess if you need to move a mountain or something, it probably would have been okay, but it really wasn't like a super useful thing. Don't have what I'm looking for. Unless I've just completely missed it. Yeah, the rocket launcher, no, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. If you wanted to level a building or something, it's a fun way to do it. Oh, right there. I'm a big fan of this though. This thing right here, this adds some life to the game. It kind of sucks to have to drive it driving up hills and whatever, awful, but adds some life to the game. Because it's got this sweet thing of inventory space. Absolutely massive inventory space. They also have the mini bike still. They added a motorcycle. There's a gyrocopter. There's a normal bicycle, which sucks. Completely useless almost, but they were still fun. Still fun to mess with. This truck definitely adds some life, and it's pretty relatively fast. But it's pretty hard to actually unlock this thing. Takes a good second to actually be able to get this thing built. Definitely adds some life though. I think this was the right move for the game. Originally, when I seen the updates, I always thought this was a Jeep. I think they switched it up randomly where it's no longer a Jeep. What in the world? Must have hit something, I guess. Kind of looking to see if I didn't miss any bags. I think I got them all this direction. Oh, there's a crate right here. The crates on this are awful. Like on the 4 version, they actually had like some decent stuff in them. You know, you could find the sniper rifle or whatever. Now on this one, it's just like, hey, get some trash and have fun. Really, that one probably wasn't like terrible. Some of them aren't bad, I guess. There is one that gives you a couple like shotgun turrets and shotgun shells. I think there's an SMG one, but for the most part, they're pretty bad. I definitely would prefer if it gave me a sniper rifle like it did on the 4. I think the 4, you get the SMG, gave you like med kits. Heck, I'm trying to think. I think you could get the AK in it if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was like game breaking too. The sniper rifle was so good. I found the sniper rifle on this one and I'm like, it's kind of butt. I don't even use it. A lot easier just to use the tactical rifle I have and just eyeball it than trying to use the sniper, because the sniper just doesn't do enough damage really, and then the mag just isn't that good in it. And with how the hordes are, you'd never be able to manage it on a horde like you could on the 4. Like I wasted like 2,000 rounds of 7.62 alone. I would never be able to do that with the sniper. I'd be dead way before I'd ever fire that many rounds. Kind of just throw random stuff in here for now. Honestly, getting a lot of decent stuff out of these bodies right now, though. Hey, brother. Found a treasure map. That is one thing I do miss. They made the treasure maps not as common. How you would just randomly find them in this trash and stuff on the floor. You don't do that on this one anymore. You actually have to really go out of your way to find them. That boy ain't dead. You can. I have a bunch of crops. I plan on doing that. But they also kind of made it really weird to do that. Like, you have to level up the skills for farming. Which isn't like a, you know, a super big problem. But they make it where you get so many crops. And, it's like I was kind of mentioning for the cooking earlier. You have to have like 4 potatoes to make 1 seed. So if I'm not getting, you know, that many potatoes off a harvest, you know, I can't replant them, and I just have a whole bunch of potatoes now that I can't really, like, I can use, but it's not really like no gain in it. I just have potatoes. Can't cook them because I don't have enough to cook them. Can't replant them because I don't have enough to replant them. Like that is one thing I don't know why they switched. I think it's a bad system on their part for that one. There we go. Might want to repair this. I kind of just broke that pretty good. Didn't mean to do that. Oh yeah, this thing's a beast, honestly. I've upgraded it pretty well. I've got a couple good mods on it to make it work a lot better. I'm trying to think of how I ran this earlier to figure out where all the bags would be at. Like, the plow on the front definitely makes it way better. There's also a gas tank mod. This thing holds a stupid amount of gas and it kind of burns through it, so I added a mod where it doesn't take or burn and take as much, which is really well. Works really well. When we were originally trying to get this, we're like, yeah, we're gonna need some gas, and we found, like, you know, a stack of gas, and we're like, all right, that'll probably be enough for the truck. It only filled up like 15% of the truck. I was like, hold up. Truck takes a stupid amount of gas. Luckily, it doesn't like use a stupid amount. It uses a good amount, but not like a super crazy amount. Definitely could use a little less, but not crazy at the same amount of time. Especially for how it definitely makes the game a lot better travel-wise. Especially for how big the map is. I do wish the inventory of it was a little bigger. I mean, heck, you know, you hit so many towns, you're gonna get a full inventory pretty quick. So I kind of wish the truck had a little bigger inventory, but not too bad. Kind of makes me wonder if I turned here and ran this direction. I found a bag over here, so maybe that's what I did. I don't think that makes any sense, but we'll drive around and check here. But so if you do get to the point where you actually are making like the good foods of the game, like your beef stews or whatever, those will give you like a ton of food. Like some of them, they give you like 90 food instead of how they were like the 30 or whatever on that version. They also made it where the food it no longer gives you like that health bonus. You know, you just eat food to eat food on this. There's no longer a wellness bonus for eating it. You know, you're not eating it to try to get to 200 health. Just playing this, you're gonna get to 200 health eventually. Which I think is cool. I think the system's alright. I do kind of miss the idea of, you know, having a reason to live and, you know, eat an actual food for a reason. You know, there's a whole reason why you're going out of your way to find certain foods doing better, you know, not dying. I guess, you know, I mean, you don't really want to die on this anyways, but there's not really a huge gain in not dying. You know, you don't get any extra points for living the whole time. I ran a really random path. I think I went straight, right? Yes. I was running a really random path. I already went that way, I know that. Should have grabbed all the bags there. Let's see if we missed any this way. I guess they made a couple of they also made the clothes kind of not like, I don't really know how to describe it, kind of like The Division or like Destiny, you know, one of those games where you wear a certain clothing item and it gives you certain bonuses. Like they have like nerd clothes on this for the turrets you use. You know, so if you use the turret, it does more damage because you're wearing the nerd outfit with it. I mean, yeah, I get that. That is true. I kind of think the wellness is good on this, but at the same time, like I said, kind of, after having the whole system where you literally had to play and do good to get it, it kind of feels like, you know, just feels like something's missing. But I do understand just playing and getting your health is also a good system. I'm not saying it's bad, but I do kind of miss that other system. But like I said, it's not necessarily a bad thing either. They have it set up semi okay. Oh. All right. I feel like they kind of, I know they did a bit of a hotfix update. That's what I'm saying. They kind of, they switched up a lot of the stuff in this. So it's kind of weird. I play where I do a lot of damage to stuff. Like, at least blocks. Not really, I don't think you can switch the zombies, but I usually do a bunch of damage to blocks. So I hate taking forever to go through doors. So I always have that a little high, but yeah, I hit that pretty hard. I'm really not sure how I one-shotted that. I thought it was going to take a few shots. I think I can... They kind of made it weird on this one. So on the 4 version, if I hit super hard against a block, the zombie also hit super hard against a block. You know, it was just how it was the block's strength instead of my strength. But on this version, they made it where it's my strength, and if I don't want the zombie to be super strong against blocks, I can make it where he doesn't do a ton of damage. He only does his normal damage. He doesn't have to do the same amount of damage as me, which I think is kind of nice. Makes it where I can harvest blocks super fast, and he, you know, just they still break stuff really fast, but he's not doing it as fast as I am. I don't know if I'll be able to make it up here. I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm hoping. Got plans to fix this eventually and make it where I can just drive up this, but there was a bug going on in the game where zombies didn't spawn, so I wasn't feeling super motivated to actually play here lately. Luckily they fixed it they fixed it like Tuesday or something like that, so doing a lot, game going a lot better. Guess the game's pretty bad about spawning as is. Like, you can kind of see I'm just driving around and nothing's here, which is, you know, that's not how the 4 version played. 4, you know, you'd walk around and they were always just spawning in here and there and everywhere. This game, I could drive around for quite a while without ever seeing anything. I mean, guess depending on how you play, it's not a bad thing, but I just like to be able to randomly smack stuff every once in a while. This right here, though, I think them adding this is really good. I think flying gets a little awkward, but this is a game changer. Being able to just skip terrain overall to fly around and you can kind of see stuff here. This thing is sweet. This thing is super hard to get though. You gotta really invest into finding books and stuff to get this. But this thing is sweet. Inventory of it's a little small, but this thing is sweet. If you need to get somewhere, sweet. I'm absolutely terrible at landing this thing, so I'm about to eat something right here. Maybe not. Still punched it. Pretty decent stuff I found, just running around there. What we got here? Large maw, blueberry pie. Steel sphere. Got a lot of work to go on this little house here, but hopefully I can get it figured out. Try to drop some of the junk I'm carrying here. They added a couple things too, like the ratchet and then the impact. Those are new. Not super useful, I don't think. I don't think they just break stuff, so. Change up the game a little bit though. Can't complain too much. Yucca juice, red tea still. Got just random hats. Like this one makes your bartering better. Let's see here. Thought I had other stuff on me. The boots. What the boots do? Stamina bonus, armor bonus. Guess I need to level up my skills here real quick too. Here, I'm gonna show you the skills. I kind of a bunch of random stuff. You always gotta do your lucky looter. You know, better loot faster. The desert was good to find sand. That's pretty much the only reason I like sand. So this version, you cannot craft any glass bottles. There is no such thing as a glass bottle on this. So if you find anything, you just find murky water, which I think is kind of weird. So, but yeah, I would agree. If I built anywhere, usually it was in the kind of where I'm at right now, like just the plain woods, peaceful, casual, or I would build in the wasteland in a city. That way, when I was doing something, zombies would spawn in to come fight me. That way I could level up and get my skill points. Like this is one I was talking about earlier, where you have to cost 40% less of the recipe's ingredients and it cooks faster. This is one I hate. So, the inventory in this game, when you first start, you only get these 3 rows and then the hotbar, and you have to unlock these 2 rows through either upgrading your gear or your skill points, which I think is dumb. I'm not a fan of that one. I think that is a very bad system. I think this is harvesting. Yeah, harvest more ore. This one's to hit harder. That'd be part of the reason why I hit that block so hard, I think. Or maybe not, actually. Different perk. Here's the farmer one, to harvest more crops. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This one's heal a little better. Mostly healing, cardio. Can level that one up, that one's good to do. A lot of gunslinger stuff. Those are kind of useless, but got the engineering. These ones are coming in handy eventually whenever I actually start building. Like super hard on my base. Yeah, harvest tools. They kind of switched it up on this too. It's no longer. Let me look here. It'll be easier to describe if I kind of look at it. So, you no longer. I guess I could show you the pickaxe. You no longer have to find. I guess it would show you the nail gun. So you no longer have to find like this piece for the nail gun. You just have to find the motor parts. And then, your other random stuff. You don't have to have the 4 pieces crafted anymore, which is kind of odd. Like the steel axe, you gotta have steel tool parts. Steel tool parts, it's kind of just how it goes, which I think is kind of cool, kind of weird at the same time. You can just craft an auger if you have motor tool parts. This thing is super hard to find in the original, or in the 4 version. I think it takes you a good second to find, depending on the day. You can just craft it in this one, which I think it's got its ups and its downs. It's really weird. I don't even really know what you use the nail gun for. I think it's just a weapon in this. No, you can upgrade with it. I didn't know that. They had a new Desert Eagle. This one's pretty cool. Say 44. No, it's not the 40. This is the 44 Magnum. This one's a Desert Eagle. Pretty sweet. The AK just takes machine gun parts instead of taking, you know, the 4 pieces to build it, like the mag, the barrel, you know, all that good stuff. Never actually used this. I don't know how good this would be. So I mean, it's kind of nice they did that. Kind of weird at the same time. The rifle parts. I think it's got its ups and its downs. I did specific parts, but at the same time, I feel like that's a good system. That way, I don't have to. It doesn't take me 12 years to find that one piece, that AK piece I've been looking for 3 months. Kind of looking random stuff now. Got a bunch of random junk everywhere. Added a new shotgun. This thing's alright. Not my favorite gun. It looks really weird, and it shoots super slow. Like, I'm trying to shoot this as fast as I can. For an auto shotgun, it's not very auto. Oh yeah. Dynamite on the the other game is nasty. A lot of people didn't like just realize it. You know, you never really put 2 and 2 together on it, but the stuff was nasty. It was fun stuff. I never really made it, but it was definitely fun stuff to use. Let's see if I can't find the sniper rifle real quick. I'm thinking about the sniper rifle right now, and the thing sucks. Right here. So I have an 8x scope on this just because I thought it would fit well. So this has a 12 round mag, and it's just not my favorite gun. Like I said, if I'm gonna need something long range, I'm just gonna eyeball it and use this bad boy. This thing's not bad. It just doesn't do a ton of damage like it needs. I guess it's 120. We're talking this does 80. You know that the difference in the mag makes a really huge difference for that kind of gun. I might as well keep my 45 mag compared to the 12 mag. I guess I could add a mag to this and make it a little better, but could always add a bigger mag to this. Like, they made it where you can add attachments to guns. Like how I have a bipod on this one, an extender mod and a suppressor. I can add a drum mag. I have a drum mag on some of the guns, but I feel like the drum mag's a little excessive. And the reload on it's really slow, usually. I got a drum mag on the M60 I had. I guess they do have the blunderbuss kind of. This is kind of like the blunderbuss. This thing sucks. It does like no damage to anything. I guess that's true. They added a whole bunch of like pipe weapons that are kind of. Some of them are fun, some of them are complete trash. The pipe pistol is garbage. The pipe machine gun is actually really good. I mean, for early game, this thing is actually pretty good. I didn't mean to reload it, but for early game, it's actually pretty solid. Not a bad little piece. The pipe pistol, though, awful. It's a little revolver, so you think it'd be good, because the revolver in the first game, one shot pretty much kills everything or stops it. This one shot, and it's just looking at you funny. I don't think I have one. Got a lot of work to do to this, and I'm kind of lazy. Oh, Lord. I wonder if it's still going. They made it where the timing of these is so slow. Like, I think it took a good minute to craft normally. Some of the crafting on this is so slow. Like, let me look here. I know. Hey, thank you, man. Let me look at this real quick. There was the M60 in here. It might be this one. Talking, this takes 25 minutes to craft. 25 minutes. I think the M60 was even longer. Well, this is even longer. I can only craft a tier 1 in 25 minutes. That's insane. Sniper rifle I don't think took that long actually. 25 minutes? That's insane. Right there, M60. I guess it takes 25 minutes. Even then, that's still insane. 25 minutes to craft a gun is crazy. I think I'm gonna hop off too. I'm getting kind of tired. I might take a nap.